Hey, my Padawans, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are good. I'm doing a review on Gwen's first live panel on YouTube, StreamYard. This was her premiere episode, show, live panel that she has ever made on YouTube. And I just finished taking a listen to this shit show. So I'm doing sort of a review on her, a critique. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. Okay, I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be who I am. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything here. You guys know how I am. So, for those who are kind of new, and I want to welcome the new subs, Gwen was a friend of mine for a long time, probably about 10 years, or even more. She has a channel now. Go subscribe. You know, I'm not telling you not to listen to her show. I'll post a link. Her channel is The Ruins of Coolness. And anyway, I just heard the show. I wouldn't call it, I don't know what to call it. It's just a live panel where people just chat and talk a bunch of shit, just nonsense. Now, first, I think I missed the first 10 minutes. I skipped ahead a little bit. Okay, she had Richard Groyper on panel. He was the first, I guess you could say, guest. That, for me, that doesn't really work. It seemed to me like that was just another Richard Groyper panel. I mean, the guy is on every panel. He's everywhere. So there was nothing different or special or, it did not have Gwen's personality on panel. It was mostly Richard talking the same crap. So as soon as I started listening, I lost interest. I thought, okay, this is another Richard show. You know, for those, another Richard Groyper show. And, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was just another Bell Gab group gathering. All right? This is all it was. It's just another. The thing is, Gwen will never listen. She never listened to me. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I tried to get her away from these people, these clowns, these Bell Gabbers. I tried so hard. I'm not lying. It's not that I wanted to be controlling. It's not that I want her to tell her what to do. It's I wanted her to be her own, to do her own work, her own topics, her own radio show. I wanted her to succeed. And I knew that by having the same idiots from Bell Gab, it was never going to go anywhere. So yes, I pushed her to dump these losers. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you. I told her to distance herself from Richard, from Jack Starr, from Anthony. Okay, that is the truth. That is the truth. And she said no. She said she's gonna do whatever. She wants to play the game. She's into the game, the Bell Gab game. Anyway, so the show started out with Richard. And immediately I lost interest. I thought, okay, oh God, this is another Richard episode. Boring, right? Boring as hell. But then it got a little bit interesting when she started talking about Art Bell and Heather Wade. And I said, okay, I smiled and I sort of thought, okay, this is different, this is cool. Let her talk, let her, because she was speaking at the beginning. She was, telling the stories about George Snorri and Art Bell and stuff. and she told, you know, her story about how she was 6 years old with a radio and listening to Art Bell in the 90s. And that was interesting. I like that. But that didn't last too long. That didn't go well with the Bell Gabbers. They instantly took over. And after that, it was just shit. It was worthless. It was pointless. I lost all the interest. I think Gwen alone, I think she should have started her own panel, like her first premiere by herself, and just not have all these idiots go up on panel and interrupt and take over and talk shit and all this nonsense, this illogical, ridiculous stories they tell. Richard Groiper. Let's start with Richard Groiper. And this is why this was not a very welcoming, open panel for me, because, and she did say, "Hey, Miller, come up." Of course I'm not going to go up. You have who you have on panel matters to me. Okay? And I'm not going to go I'm not going to go over there and say, "Hey, please, get rid of Richard or Jack Star," and then I'll go up. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to tell her what to do anymore. I did for many years. Again, I try to help her out to get away from these freaks, these predators, because that's what they are. They're predators, okay? And she don't care. I mean, she thinks everything is a game, and maybe back in the day it was, but for me, I'm sort of more interested in UFOs, Art Bell stuff, topics, the moon landing, we're going to Mars, SpaceX, the supernatural. I'm more interested in stuff like that. And I made this image here with all the names, and because I love this movie, the one who flew over the cuckoo's nest with Jack Nicholson. He wasn't crazy. He was just playing the part. So, and I understand a lot of people say, "Hey, Miller, why do you hate Richard?" There's many reasons, and I want to be quick here. I mean, Richard doxed my friend Ren on Belgab. He doxed my email address. He called Heather Wade, told her to shoot me in the face. He told Heather Wade that I was outside her door. All right, that's just one of the many lies. He threatened me on video. He encouraged Anthony to come kill me. Okay? And Anthony drove across country with a gun under the seat. And he can deny it all he wants, but that's what happened. He drove from New York to Chula Vista to find me, and he had a gun. He showed it on camera. And he threatened my life, and he went after my friend Ren. He wanted to meet her in person. It was all on video. It was all streamed live. Go ahead, Anthony, deny it. Jack Star, who took over the panel and continues to be an insane, crazy person. And he talked a lot of shit about me last night. He told lies. I don't even remember what he said, but he said Miller is this. Don't talk to Miller. Don't do that. Miller is that. It's just, listen, Gwen, it's not just Gwen. I don't know why people, when they have Jack Star on panel, they believe this nonsense that he talks about repeatedly for the last 10, 12 years. He repeats the same thing over and over. There's nothing new about this. And the thing is, people never tell him, "Hey, Jack Star, maybe what you're saying is not real. Maybe." It's just like everybody just hangs around and looks at each other and pretends there's nothing wrong. Jack Star, please brush your teeth. Brush your teeth 3 times a day, man. take a shower, clean your house. You got shit all over the floor. You got roaches. Take a shower. Stop doing drugs. Grapefruit left you a long time ago, Jack Star. She left you. She doesn't care about you. There's no other grapefruits. You're not a paladin. You're not a sorcerer, Jack Star. You're living in a dream world. And people say, I'm crazy. Jack Star is the most fucking crazy bellgabber I've known all my life. And that's fact. Stop doing drugs, man. Stop doing the drugs. All right? So everything was going good, you know. We had Gwen over there. Well, not so good. She had Richard, the first guest. And then I think Jack Star was next. Somebody was next. But once Jack Star got up there, I knew that nobody was going to stop. Like, you didn't hear Gwen talk about anything anymore. She was just smoking her weed and drinking her whatever she was drinking. And it was, after that, it was just a shit show. It was just Jack Star's show. It was the Jack Star, talking about the same shit. Grapefruit. Dude, get over it. She left you. You're a criminal, Jack Star. You were accused of rape by 3 women. And you're going to prison, Jack Star. That's the way it's going to be. Okay? And then Jason Callan went up there. And I'm not going to Jason's chats anymore. You guys know what happened. He blocked me for the entirety of my return. He kept blocking me and blocking me. So I already did a video about Jason. So what I'm saying, this was not a very, for me personally, it was not a very welcoming, open panel to go join. I'm not going to go up there and hang out with these guys. What the hell? I would be crazy, right? Would you do that? Would you go hang out with your worst enemy on panel, like Richard and Anthony, the guy who came to try to kill you, and Jack Star, who keeps saying that you are him and that you are me and that these women are not real and all this. You guys, how do you guys listen to Jack Star for so long? Because I know that once, like a long time ago, I let Jack Star up on my panel, and I could not listen to him I had to kick him out. I mean, I really tried. And I know that people say, well, maybe people feel sorry for Jack Star because he's basically homeless. He doesn't have any food. All he does is smoke and do the other thing that what he does. And he doesn't brush his teeth or clean his ears or wash his head or anything like that. It's just sad. Gwen's first episode or first show was just terrible. All right, it was just bad. I mean, it would have been better if she planned it out. If she said, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do a monologue for like an hour. I'm gonna do a show. Maybe I'm gonna talk about Art Bell or Heather Wade, and then after an hour, maybe we'll take the calls. Maybe we'll have people up and talk about the topic. But there was no topic. She had nothing. She was not. She just let all these guys take over. She likes to be dominated. She doesn't have a clue what she's doing. So Richard, Jack Star took control of the panel, and Jack Star is another panel destroyer. Okay, I used to think it was Anthony, but when Gwen has people, people that rape their girlfriends on camera, okay, or people that threaten to kill me in real life, or Richard who calls Heather Wade and tells her that I'm a dangerous man, that I'm a bad man, and all these people that have been after me for years. And Gwen expects me to just be like, Oh, okay, Gwen, I'll come up right now. I'll say hi. Like, she doesn't understand what these men have done. They're part of the problem. They're the Bell Gap trolls. They're the worst. They're criminals. So Gwen decided to have her first show premiere on YouTube full of criminals. All right? That's all I'm going to say. I hope she learns her lesson. And I know she's not going to listen to me, okay? Because she expects me to forgive, and she expects me to just forget the abuse and the harassment. You know, the attacks were led, the Bell Gab attacks on my personality, on my reputation, on my life, were led by Richard, Angie from New Jersey, and Biff L. And they are the ones who have falsely accused me of crimes, falsely, without any evidence, without any proof. And Gwen is fine with them. So Gwen enjoys hanging out with bad people, I guess. All right. I mean, maybe that's what Gwen wants. Maybe she wants to hang out with criminals. And I don't want that. I want to start, hang out with good people, decent people. I don't want to hang out with trolls. And that is the big difference between, when we parted ways. That is the big difference. She wanted to continue to be part of the Bell Gap trash. And I said, no, I'm not going to go along with it anymore. I did it for so many years, and I'm done. I'm not doing it. Now, sometimes I have a couple of Coors Lights, and I lose control, and I get stupid, and I say dumb things. Yes, that happens once in a while, but it hasn't happened in a long time. So 1 to 10, on the Jason Callan scale, Gwen's first YouTube show, I'll give it a 2. And that's my review. Thank you, guys. And may the force be with you. Bye.